Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Scribbly Gum by Joey Games.
Scribbly Gum is a new game from a new publisher, Joey Games, which is Phil Walker Harding and Meredith Walker Harding's new publishing company. Scribbly Gum is one of their first new games with it, and this is a flip and write game in which you are going to be taking a look at an Australian insect, the Scribbly gum worm or whatever. It lives inside of Scribbly gum trees, and the reason why it's called as such is because it leaves these squiggly worm lines inside of the tree because it's kind of making its way to find food inside the tree. And so that's what you're going to be doing in this game. You're going to be acting as the Scribbly gum worm, trying to find food. It's got some set collection ideas with it. Let's take a look at it down below, see how it plays, and then we'll come back and share thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer.
All right, here's Scribbly Gum on the table. Let me show you guys how this flip and write game is going to work. The components for this game, you are going to have a page that acts as your board, and this is double-sided. There are two different boards for you to use, pages, and you will choose which side you are going to be playing on. This is the standard side where your start spaces are in the middle of the board, and then you have this other side here, Moolala, and the start space is towards the bottom of the board there. And so all players pick which side, everyone gets a page, and you can see how many different pages there are in the book that is given to you in the game. And then you will have 8 directional tiles. Now, the oldest player in the game is going to be the mother moth, and they are going to be the person that is in charge of these tiles. You'll shuffle these up, you'll remove one at random, and then you will set this in the middle of the playing area for all players to see. And how this game is going to work, you will lay these out in a line, and there will be 7 of them. And these are going to determine what you are able to do on your turn. And so you'll have them like this, and you'll flip over the first one, and it will say something like dotted line, or maybe it says something like left. Let's go over what a left would mean if that's the one that comes up. So left comes out, and so then what I would do, and this would be something that everyone would do, so this is a simultaneous action game, I would start from one of my filled in spots, and you have 4 here at the beginning of the game, and I would have to draw a line that goes to the left along one of these solid lines here. So maybe I go to this spot here, and you just simply fill in the line, and then you would fill in the circle that you got to. And so that was one of the pink spots. Now you can see that there are a bunch of different circles here. There are some that are pink, orange, and green, and then there are some that are blue with a question mark in it. In this case, I got to a pink one, and I would fill in the first pink bubble here on my meal tracker, because thematically what we're doing here is we're helping this moth to eat meals. And each of these represents something that the moth needs to eat in order to live. And if you can get a complete set, one orange, one green, one pink, then that is a meal, and it will give you points at the end of the game. So I got to one of the pinks. Now, the other players at the table, maybe they didn't go this way, maybe they went this way and got to a green, and they would have filled in one of the green circles. So everybody's making a choice, and then we would flip over the next one once everybody's gone, and this one says dotted line. As you can see, there are some lines that are dotted, not many of them, and they go diagonally way across the map. And so maybe I pick this one here, and I got to another pink spot. So I would mark off the next pink one. And we would continue doing this, making choices as we flip these over. And this one says I can go left or right. And so I would make a choice and continue to fill these in. Now, whenever you fill in one of these bubbles that has the compass around it, the arrows pointing in the different directions, that immediately lets you draw another line from where you have a filled in bubble and mark another spot off to wherever you get to. And so you'll want to try to time this out to get combos. As you fill in one, maybe you fill in another, and then you fill in another, that sort of thing. So you're taking multiple turns at the same time. And as you can see, there are some here that give you double bonuses, even some that give triple bonuses. And so that is the idea with this game. Now, once this is completely all flipped over, we've taken all the actions for this turn. Then the round is over. We'll bring back the one that we didn't use for that turn, and we will shuffle these up, take one out, and repeat the process. And you will do this for 3 rounds, and whoever has the most meals completed, complete sets of meals, that is going to give you a number of points. And then if you were to complete a full column, you'll get extra bonus points at the end of the game. And that's all there is to this game. That is the base mode of this game. There is a module that you can add to it where everybody is trying to compete for these in-game goals. So you'll have these set up in the middle of the table as well. You'll have an A goal, a B goal, and a C goal. And you can see how many different ones there are. You'll shuffle these up and you'll select 3, and you'll place them out here on their yellow sides. And players will try to complete these at some point in the game. And they're very simple things, such as having every circle in the leftmost column of your tree filled. That will get you 5 points if you are the first person to do this. Once somebody has fulfilled it, you'll flip it over, and then it will be available for everyone else to complete for 3 points. And the rest of these work the same way. This one here, have at least 12 nuts on your mill tracker filled in, and the orange ones are the nuts here. So if you can get down here to the 12 marker, then you will receive 4 extra points for completing this first, and then 2 points for anyone who did it second. And you will put those points here in this achievement section on your player board. And that's it. You'll add up your points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. And that is how you play Scribbly Gum. Let's head back up top and share our thoughts on this one.
And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Scribbly Gum from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, this is a flip and write game where everything you need is right there on the page. There's not a whole lot of components to this game, but what did you think? What was your first impressions?
I mean, it seemed pretty simple. Roll and write or flip and write games are not my cup of tea. I don't like writing.
Okay.
I feel like it could just, I'm a perfectionist and it can just get messy.
Sure.
Especially, anyway. So it's not my favorite kind of game, but this one seemed a lot more straightforward than a lot of the ones that we have.
It's a very simple idea with this one.
You're not having to draw different icons and stuff. I think that's where I have a lot of issues with a lot of the flip
and you're not
rights.
having to do this. This unlocks this over here, which unlocks this over here. You're not having to bounce around a whole lot and scratch things off like is the case in heavier roll and write, flip and write games. This is all about making a path to get you your sets and trying to complete those sets and trying to unlock bonus turns and that sort of thing. It's a simple idea. Gameplay wise, what was the experience like for you?
I mean, you can explain this game in like 5 minutes. Again, our 8-year-old played with us. It's 6+. I think our 5-year-old would probably be able to understand this game. I like that. I like having games that we can easily play with them. Yeah. And it's pretty straightforward. You're going left, right, up, or down, and it has the arrow, so you don't have to worry about them knowing left from right. I'm dyslexic, so I don't know it anyway. And your goal is right there, and it's okay if you mess it up a little bit. You can get all orange for a while, all pink. Like, it still kind of balances each other out overall.
Yeah. And at the same time, I think there's definite strategies that you want to employ, especially when you start playing with that advanced variant where you've got the bonuses that you're trying to unlock each round and be the person who does better in those things so you get more points. I think, it's a simple concept. Phil Walker Harding is known for taking these simple concepts and exploiting them and making them turn into something that you just never really seen it looked that and done that way before. And this is like that. On a smaller level, I think, because it's very minimalist with the components, and you just got a piece of paper and these tiles that you're flipping over and you're making the marks on your paper. So, but the gameplay is still fairly big with it, even though it is such a small thing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really cool experience. Yeah. I think I would like to have more than just the 2 pages, because each page is front and back, like I show you in the components portion of this video, but you only have those 2. And so I do worry about replayability after you've played through those 2 pages a handful number of times. will you want more experiences? Will you want a different arrangement of the different way things are? Now, granted, the tiles are going to come out in a different order every time you play, so you can't do the same thing over and over and over again. But you may have an idea of, I know I need to get up to that corner to get the double icons. I know I need to... I don't know. That's me as the gamer. I'm sure that's something that is not so much of an issue for you. All right, let's get to our pros and cons here with Scribbly Gum. For you as a non-gamer, what works for you with this game? What stands out in a positive?
I mean, the setup is minimal. It's easy to explain. It's fair. I mean, it's a pretty easy to play game. It's quick. I appreciate the fact that they put arrows instead of, you could just be flipping one over that says left or right, and I appreciate it. It makes it so that even younger kids can play this game, or people with learning disabilities. And it's just very straightforward, and I think it's fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a simple concept that you could get this game to the table with just about anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I could probably play this with my mom who's in her 60s. I feel like I could play this with your family, your grandparents. I think this game can be played with just about anybody, and you're going to have a pretty good time with it.
Yeah.
So the odds of it getting to the table are pretty high. So what maybe doesn't work so great?
I mean, I can't really think of anything. I do feel like we played together with our daughter, who's 8, and I will say the scores stayed the same. We all kind of had the same strategy, which was, green or orange, green, pink, and that's what we were looking for.
Completing a set.
And so up until the third round, our scores were the same. And so I wish there was maybe...
So another curveball, another twist.
Yeah, but I don't know what that would be. And it didn't ruin the game or anything, but it's going to be a very close game.
Yeah. Now, I will agree with Sam on that the first few times I played it, and I've played it at solo, you can solo this game, that it does sort of feel like maybe just getting the sets is something that you can do, or maybe trying to get all orange, trying to get all green, or maybe trying to get whatever is the one that gets you the free turn. I got the free turn in the orange. Now the green one's next, so I'm going to get a lot of greens. And I got the free one in green, so let's start going on purple now.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that sort of thing, but it is going to be a really tight game, which is why I think those advanced bonuses are what make all the difference with this game. I think you do really want to ramp up and get to that point and start including those in the game, because it provides that spiciness to make it more than just a basic game.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to our scores for this game. Scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. Where does Scribbly Gum come in at?
I'm going to put this in my family and kids game category, so I'm not going to score it the same as I would other games that we typically play. So as far as kids and family games go, I would probably give it a 7.8.
Okay, 7.8. It's a very good score for it. I'll stay in the same kind of mindset that Sam's described there. We're looking at games that you could play with your kids and the family children's kind of games that are not going to bore you out of your mind and make you just, want to bang your head into a wall. This game is fun. This game is a good experience, and it's one that I think everybody enjoys because it feels like everybody is making progress, and it doesn't feel like the progress I make impedes the progress you're making. So only one person feels like they're having fun at it. Everybody feels like they're getting somewhere. And so because of that, I'm going to give it a favorable score. I'm going to give it a 7.7. I think it's a good experience. I do want to see more maps. I do want to see, more variability with that. See, if there could be more obstacles in the way of trying to get to the points you need to get to. I think that would be a cool idea. So hopefully that's something that they throw out at some point. Maybe even if it's just something you download on the internet and you print at home, and now you can throw it in your game. So I don't know. Maybe that'll happen. But 7.7, 7.8, we're in the same ballpark on this one. That's our thoughts on Scribbly Gum. It is from Joey Games. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this game.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.